What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be testing out the Techdeck Pro Series Daily Grind Pack 2.0. I literally just bought this thing from Slush Coal on their website the other day. It kind of came with a few fun things. Coal's pretty much the only fingerboard website I've seen it on that you can like consistently buy it from. The last few times I've been trying to buy it, it's actually been out of stock. So as soon as it was available, I just had to buy it. So I copped. So this thing's worth $50. I've never used or seen this before in real life, so I wanted to see if it's actually worth it. There's a lot of other great brands making fingerboard obstacles, especially flat bars and rails just like this, and at a similar price. So for it being Techdeck, really worth what I'm expecting. Because I had some high hopes, I'm not gonna lie. Because originally with Techdeck, at least Techdecks that I grew up with, all the little plastic parks still had metal rails on it. And it was pretty rad, because even back then, I felt like those features were more to scale than they are now. And trust me, I'm going somewhere with this, so bear with me. Techdeck also made a little picnic table and a bench. Picnic table looking kind of similar to this one right here. And the bench was actually looking like this. Probably my favorite obstacles growing up, and then they're like super hard and rare to find. I think that's what also makes this thing really awesome, is just that like they brought back an old feature and made it even better. Okay, so enough of me talking about all that. Let's actually get into this thing. And first of all, it's actually really heavy. I'm surprised how heavy this thing is. But it actually comes with two different obstacles. As you can see, you get the bench and you get a little rail right here. So let's open this thing up right now. Is there any tape or anything? No. So we're finally opening it up. This is kind of what we're looking at right here. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Okay, little directions right here, shows you how to build it. Didn't expect us to actually have to build anything, but like that's kind of fun. Like I'm really impressed with this. Whoa. It literally comes completely apart. Okay, cool. So we got the bench here, taking out the other pieces right here. Oh, these things are super heavy. Like, you hear that? Like these things are like serious steel right there, yo. Oh man, okay, we're getting further in here. So as we're unboxing it more and more, we got the other rail that's in here too. Is this one piece or what's going on? Okay. Whoa, that's really heavy actually. This is kind of fresh, I'm not gonna lie, I like that. Okay, we got the legs right here. We got one out. Dang, this is like super heavy. And it's funny because I remember flipping this upside down when I was a kid and grinding these, but it's cool to see they actually do have non-slip pads already on here, because that was gonna actually be one of my first questions, was like, I hope it has non-slip pads, because I was gonna dock them a point for that. Because these are super heavy too. And then cool, they give you a little screwdriver, some screws, and I like how it's in a pretty chill box. So I mean, I wish the box was better so you could carry it around. So I guess you could take it apart, bring it around, but I mean, kind of a struggle, but you get what I'm saying here. This is such a cute little screwdriver and screws right here. I mean, it's so cute, the little like, the tiny little screwdriver. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty simple right here. Like, yeah, they give you the pictures and everything. It feels kind of like IKEA-ish, but yeah, pretty easy to do, I think. So let's just start on this, I guess, just so we can start eliminating some of these pieces over here. Okay, so it actually has to go in a certain way. Okay, chill. These little screws are so funny. I wonder if we're gonna have any extras or anything. This seems like a really good fingerboard tool too, like to have, since it like actually has some like grip. It's not like the super tiny ones that are just like the little plastic guys. Yo, I know this sounds kind of ridiculous, but it didn't come with a Techdeck. Why did I expect it to come with a Techdeck? I don't know why. I just kind of like grazed over it. I was so impressed by like the obstacles, I didn't even think about it. But I'm kind of bummed we didn't get like a Techdeck. And I'm not even expecting like a Pro Series Techdeck, just like something to come with it, you know what I mean? I mean, this thing is 50 bucks. They could have thrown in a Techdeck, I think. The only thing is I bet you these things probably do get kind of loose every once in a while, so you probably want to keep this thing attached to you. Yes, I said attached to you. Oh, heavy duty. Whoa, wow, that's really great. So this is cool because it kind of reminds me of this little flat bar, and I bring this thing everywhere with me. This is a great size. You can honestly throw this in your bag or something. This is pretty chill. So we got one obstacle done. That probably took me, what, a minute to set up to put those two screws in. And then this looks pretty easy too. We got the three holes right there, bada boom. Because I'm assuming it goes that way. I don't think it goes. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter because they're both gonna do the same thing. Okay. So we got a few screws on this one. We got 3 screws on this. I guess let's put the other one of these on too, right? Easy enough. Like I never have seen these in like Target or Walmart or anything. Like I've never seen this. Maybe my Target in Walmart don't get it or something, but These are definitely like way more high end than your plastic ramps or whatever. This thing is so chill. Like I'm so impressed with it. It's like just so heavy duty. It's just cool to see Techdeck do something like this, you know? I don't personally own the first like grind pack that they did. Nice little basic pack, like especially if you're looking for something, like if you don't have any obstacles. I feel like that might be a good starter pack. All right, now that we finished setting these things up, they're pretty sick. Like this thing is super heavy freaking duty. I only had like a little bit of a struggle getting one of the sides of the benches in, but it seems kind of chill now. It does shake around like a tiny bit, but they don't give you any other screws, so don't drop them and don't lose them. Dock a point, but kind of sucks that there's no backup screw because these are like really random screws. I don't think you're gonna like just randomly have another one of those. But without that being said, the bench does look pretty sick. My table might not be that flat or something because it's a little shaky right here, but overall that thing is pretty chill and this thing's pretty chill. So here's like one of my fingerboards right here. I kind of want to show you like scale wise right here. So we're going to rate these obstacles a few different ways. One of them being durability, and I think they're both definitely durable. Like they definitely seem like they can both take a beating. Like they definitely seem super like sturdy and stuff. Or it's already going to pass that test. Obviously we're going to sesh them, see what else we think about them. But yeah, otherwise, and I think these are pretty cool for Techdeck. Only about like a board and 3/4 long or something like that, and it's like a pretty good height. It's like actually board height. It's actually pretty accurate. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it feels really good. The only thing I do want to like not complain about is I wish it was a tiny bit longer. Just a tiny bit longer would be fresh. Because I feel like even the plastic bench, like the original one, is a little bit longer. But I do like this thing a lot. It's so buttery. Oh man. I just like how this metal grinds. I like the little details on it. It squeaks good. I like the little bench on the bottom is kind of cool too to say. Oh. The bottom part, I think that's a nice little feature. Just because like you can do that. And I've seen benches too where like one part will be metal and like this part will be wood, but there'll be no coping on it or whatever. So I think that's always kind of weird. So kind of nice to have both right here. Yeah, it's just a little short. But okay, in general, I do like this a lot. The other thing I really want to test out is like kind of like, is it functional? And when I mean functional, I mean like, can you use it in a few different ways? Because yeah, we can use it on flat, but is it good to set down something? We can skate over it, you know, like are there a few different ways to skate this thing? So I just kind of want to mess around with it a little bit more and see what else we can get out of this thing. First, just kind of skating it off of a ledge is kind of fun. Just how you kind of normally do this like in the streets, you know? Skate it off a ledge to make that a little bit lower. Anyways, this is pretty fun, pretty chill. I definitely like this aspect of it. Now we're gonna like kind of angle it down a little bit. It's definitely a little steep, like it's actually kind of gnarly. Like you guys can kind of see, it's kind of an aggressive angle on this thing. But don't get me wrong. Oh, even from like actually the little guy on the side is definitely, whoa, it's really chill. It's a little bit hard to skate it going down just because it is kind of steep. But don't get me wrong, this also makes it fun and challenging that it is short and steep. Like it's like not the easiest to skate, which makes it kind of fun. Like I'm actually kind of struggling right now, which is sick. Oh. All right, we got a little kickflip 5 on it. Pretty fun though. You can kind of even like, you know, skate it going up, I guess, too. I don't know, there's a few options, but yeah, it is steep. It's just kind of steep when you angle it down a little bit, but definitely still really fun. But you can kind of see it is pretty steep and aggressive, but it's still fun. I definitely like it. The other thing I was thinking about doing was this, just kind of setting a little bump over it could be pretty fun, just to skate over, you know what I mean? This is chill too. Like yeah, even as a flat table, this is chill. Like it's kind of fun. It's actually a pretty decent ollie. Like it does make you actually pop your trick over it. You can't really cheat it. Dang, that was like so far out of there. Fun to skate it like that. It's definitely hard, not that easy. But the little bump kind of should be kind of fun. Oh, that makes it super chill. Bump to table is classic, definitely a lot of fun. You could even skate it, you know, bump to grind too. I kind of forgot about that. A front side flip, back side flip. Yeah, this thing is fun. Oh, you can even skate it like long bench. Since it's actually a stubby guy, it's actually pretty chill. Yeah, like the stubby bench is kind of fun to skate. I mean, you can get real buck wild, obviously. It's kind of nice that that lines up. So actually, this is actually kind of sick. Okay, well. Okay, before we really start doing anything of this, before we get into anything else crazy, let's kind of just go over the bench again real quick. I can definitely overall say I really like it. I wouldn't rate it a 10 for a few reasons. One, after sessioning it, it's still like, that one's actually on pretty good. There's like one or two of the screws still is like a little jiggly and it still like won't tighten. I thought after skating it for a little bit, it would be a little bit easier to tighten. Even though it's like jiggling, I don't think that's falling off or anything. But that's one thing I did notice. The other thing that's like not my favorite thing about it though is how short it is. I wish it was a little bit longer, but the height and everything is great. I like the material. It sounds good. It grinds good. It's definitely a good obstacle to put on all different things, you know, whether you're using a bump, a ledge. Definitely has a lot of purposes to use. So in that sense, I definitely like this thing. Now we're going to be moving on to like this flat bar rail. My thoughts real quick on this. The only thing is kind of going back to these screws. If these things get loose or if you lose them, that's going to be the only thing that kind of sucks. I wish this thing was actually already welded together since it is so small. I feel like they could have maybe packaged it a certain way so you wouldn't have to actually screw them on together. But otherwise then, when it comes to the length of it, I like the length. I like how it's a circle bar. I like the bike rack aspect of it. But yeah, let's just go session now. I just even like the way it sounds, honestly. It just sounds like a good rail. It sounds like a bike rack actually would. You know, like I said, the length really doesn't bother me. I mean, because you could still do a little quick pop out if you need. I guess the other thing I haven't really noticed, I mean, the legs are a little bit big, but it's not like crazy. I think I'm just so used to how small these are. Like these are small and wide and kind of out of the way, where these are kind of big and fat, or like skinny and like long. That might be the only thing that kind of bugs me right now. Yeah, but otherwise then this thing is like great. I definitely wouldn't be mad if someone got this for me. Okay, yeah, this is good. Yeah, even for flat ground, it's just like a good height, I feel, and it's a fun obstacle to like just skate over. Just multi-use though, like I was saying, having the bump to it makes this thing a lot of fun, changes it up. It's crazy how just like, it's funny how adding something like this to this makes it such a different obstacle. Obviously now going over, it's gonna be a little bit easier, you can boost over it, but also just like a good thing to have, I feel. A lot of things you can do with this. So I have this little force stair I built a long time ago, and it kind of like gets, like see how it kind of sits on there a little bit right there? Kind of jiggles it. I think the feet kind of don't help that. Oh, I guess as long as you get the right angle for it, it'll stay. But just that bottom rail kind of gets stuck on stuff, or it doesn't get stuck on stuff. So that's the only thing about it being kind of flush with the ground, where if it has a little bit of height, which is good if you want to set it down something. I honestly didn't even think about it until this just happened. So see, like right there, it just kind of sits like that, so it doesn't sit perfect, you know? I guess we can also push it down a little bit. Why is it still sliding? Okay, that looks better, honestly. I mean, I guess we can even make it a gap out. See, I'm having that problem again now. It just has to be like the right, okay, it's kind of a little gap to it, but super sick. Oh, yeah, you see how it just kind of like moved down there from there? Still did it though. Actually, I take that back. When you actually put it down something without stairs, it actually lines up pretty good like that. But then the only thing that you have to really do is just make sure you're popping before that big leg, but you pretty much already do. I think I'm just like thinking too much now of it. But this is super chill. Yeah, this works way better than down the stairs. And like I said, it's kind of fun how it's like a short rail. Oh, and it's a board holder. Now that we've tested both obstacles out, I can definitely say I think they're worth it. For 50 bucks, you get two metal obstacles. Two metal obstacles, I think that's a pretty good deal. I feel like I would probably spend 30 or 40 bucks probably just on this thing. Especially if it like the screws were kind of screwed on better, or if it was like welded or something, easy money I would spend on that. This, you know, I'd probably only spend tops 20 bucks on this thing, maybe. And you know, like I said, this thing is not my favorite flat bar. I think it's cool. I think it's actually a great thing to session. But of course, there are some things I don't like about it. And with the bench as well, I don't love some things about it. But overall, I'm definitely gonna keep sessioning them. If you're looking for new obstacles, or if you don't have any obstacles, I think that's a great starter pack. Or if you've gone to session the old Techdeck bench back in the day and you really want to skate it again, I definitely suggest getting this if you can, because it feels and grinds even better. In general, I think it's cool to see Techdeck bringing back like real metal into their like obstacles. They also have some wooden features as well, I've seen. I've actually personally never tried them out, but I would love to. Comment and let me know if you guys think these are worth it. Would you guys spend $50 on these? Or did I get robbed getting these?